Hello everyone, welcome back to Linked Frequency. This tutorial or this video is a course closure for practice project for PCB designer. We are at the edge of this particular tutorial series, which is all about different types of PCB designing tutorials for those who are starting their industry or starting their career in the SDM industry. I am Vaibhav Sugandhi, passionate PCB designer and technology startup founder. Welcome you to this particular video. Let's talk about the three important points in this video. First one is success stories which we captured in the journey of creating 20 different tutorials for the PCB designers who are starting their career in industry. Second one is what we covered in these 20 videos. What are the category of project that we developed. Third one is all about what next. Now you completed this course, what is the next step, which we are going to discuss in this video. So stay tuned. Let's talk about the success stories which we captured in the journey of practice project for PCB designer. Of course, you can see here, when we started with this particular tutorial series, we always wanted to help people to get to know about their own skill and start their career in PCB industry. Because country like India, which is growing in the hardware field, especially in the form of SDM industry, then we need a lot of engineers who are capable of capturing that opportunity. That's why we thought of sharing our knowledge on the internet with a free of cost, and whatever effort we put together to bring this particular tutorial, we feel proud about it. Because look at the comment. First one, the person, I don't know the name of that person, but I'm very sure he is someone who knows me very well and who is connected with me, maybe by offline class or maybe online class, I don't know. But he or she, that person, found the passion of PCB designing in their career. That makes us to feel proud about ourselves and whatever work we did. And that is the driving force behind whatever work we are doing so far. Thank you so much for such a wonderful comment, and we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Second comment, you can see here, someone from Sri Lanka is sending a comment with a great wishes. Maybe it doesn't have any specific questions or a specific technical discussion, but it is a wonderful support that we all need as a digital creator. Thank you so much for wonderful comment from Sri Lanka, and I am very sure you are going to get a lot of value from this particular YouTube channel. And again, when we come to this third comment, which is not for this particular tutorial, but it is somehow linked to this particular tutorial series, which is all about how to make a symbol footprint for 40-pin IC. Look at those very matured comment actually. Because when someone is very interested or very serious about becoming a PCB designer, they ask such kind of a questions only. And I'm very sure I have replied in a very detailed way, and I believe, he got that particular answer and resolved his question. And thereafter, again, the same person who's commented on the first is having one more comment 2 months ago, which is all about, suggesting us what to discuss in our video. In fact, we adopted that suggestion and we discussed about IPC standards as much as possible in our further video after that comment. And we mean it actually. Whenever somebody comments on our video, we literally consider it as a very motivational point, and we consider suggestions and we implement them very next of that particular comment. Maybe if we are recording the next video day after that, then we are going to implement it no matter what it is. So all in all, very thank you so much for everyone who supported us, commented in our video sections, suggested our video to someone else, and also recommended our YouTube channel to someone. I literally don't know direct and indirect people who are supporting us in this particular journey. I'm very thankful of every one of you. So now next part is category of projects that we completed in this tutorial series. We have completed 20 tutorials, which comprises of so many projects which are sufficient enough for someone to start their career as a PCB designer in the SDM industry. However, we categorized our entire design activity into these 5 categories. First one is DC power supply designs, which is all about plus 5 volt, plus 12 volt, 3.3 volt, triple voltage power supply, all these AC to DC converter, all those power supplies which are having one particular category, which are very fundamental in PCB industry, are covered in this particular tutorial series. 20 videos, among them 5 videos are dedicated for that. The next one is digital and analog circuits for beginners. For example, 555 timer circuit for a stable multivibrator design, IR sensor, or PIR sensor based home automation, all these kinds of things, which is also includes the 2-channel relay module. All such digital and analog circuit designs are very fundamental and very essential essential for beginners to start with. That's why we covered them as well. Not to stop there, we also extended our tutorial series to industrial hardware design applications. For example, using a Maxim integrated circuit IC to monitor the heart rate and display it on OLED. We developed one heart rate monitoring device in one of our previous tutorial. And also we designed about a 3.3 volt buck boost converter. We also designed about the 3 ampere of adjustable or a 5 volt buck converter. So such kind of designs are only dedicated for industrial application, because in DIY segments or when we are in college, we hardly touch SMD components. There are some colleges and there are some students who touch SMD components way early in their college life. That is a different story. But I'm talking about the majority of people who do not even understand PCB designing when they are in the college time, because most of the colleges do not focus on the hardware design engineering. That's why our YouTube channel is focused on hardware design engineering, focused on core electronic engineering. Those industrial hardware designs applications are covered in some of these tutorials. In among these 20, some of 3 to 4 are dedicated for that. And nonetheless, in this 20 video tutorial, we discussed about THT components, SMD components, single layer PCB designing, 2-layer PCB designing, single-sided and two-sided. I believe we have touched on the two-sided design engineering, but if not, then please forgive me. But I'm very sure single layer, single-sided, 2-layer, single-sided, we tried for sure. So I think this is enough for cracking any interview as a beginner in PCB industry, as a PCB hardware design engineer. Not to mention, at the last, we divided the very big tutorial into 3 different parts, which is part 1, part 2, part 3 of a 20th tutorial, which is all about complete Arduino Nano development board. Arduino Nano development board is not a small project. It is completely a big one. And in that process, you will learn a lot of things which are not easy to learn for a beginner without doing that project. So we covered that as well. Considering all these effort, we are very sure these 20 tutorials are going to crack your interview, going to help you to become a PCB designer. Not only just a PCB designer, a professional PCB designer. Maybe you can start your journey as a freelancer, or you can start your own company, or connect with us to get your product developed from our side. Anything is possible with these tutorials. That is what we thought of it. With this, what is next actually? So we completed so much. So what is next? I recommend you these 4 things. First one is explore designing GSM and GPS modules, or maybe a Bluetooth modules using a SoC and all. Dealing with antenna, dealing with RF modules, dealing with coplanar waveguide design, or dealing with 50 ohm impedance trace. All those things are completely a different topic altogether. If it is possible, go ahead and try them. Second point which I recommend is attend interviews and practice skills. Make sure that you attend at least 1 interview in 1 month, because you will get to know what exactly interviewer is expecting as a PCB designer. If you are entering as a PCB designer, what are the skills they are expecting, so that you can come back and practice your skills to become better person at the PCB designing industry. Third thing which I'm going to recommend you is to get into the depth of IPC standard, because anything and everything in PCB industry is all about international printed circuit standards. IEC standard, IPC standards, EMI, EMC standards, all these things are very, very essential part of PCB designing, which you already knew if you have watched all the previous 20 tutorials. So please make sure that you spend a good amount of time and get into that. Fourth thing which not a kind of a recommendation, but I want you to be aware of is creativity and focus is the key for becoming a PCB designer. Hardware design engineering is not as simple as you think on the internet. It is completely a different story. It is completely a different thought process altogether. Software development, at the max, what you will lose is you will get a pop-up error of an error and you will solve it. There is an assembler, there is a compiler which will pop your error, and there only you can solve it. But when it comes to hardware, until you manufacture the product in the PCB format or in the real-time format, it is very difficult for you to recognize the deepest errors that you did in your hardware design engineering, which will be coming to you after doing a lot of project with a lot of experience. So that's why make sure that creativity and focus are integrated when you are designing a PCB. All these are my recommendation for the next step of your career development. Lastly, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you so much for your views. Thank you so much for your likes, and thank you so much for your subscriptions, and also a very thankful for sharing these videos with your friends, colleagues, or maybe a family member, someone who may need these kind of a tutorial. I'm very happy for your entire support. Thank you so much for your entire support in the entire journey of these 20 tutorials. I will be coming up with the more attractive and more beneficial tutorials in the coming days. Until then, tune yourself to make a difference.